This is another special edition of the Bakotunes Podcast, Episode 16, National Immigration Day of Action in Bakersfield. An estimated 10,000 people gathered at Jastrow Park in Bakersfield on Monday, April 10, 2006, also known as the National Immigration Day of Action. A week after the local student walkouts, which caused quite a stir in the city, a well-organized demonstration was organized to further the causa, or cause, to show opposition to the proposed H.R. 4437 immigration bill. Simply put, the H.R. 4437 bill, if passed, will impose fines on employers who hire illegal immigrants for work. If an illegal immigrant is caught on U.S. soil, that individual will be charged with a felony. The peaceful gathering in March was a joint effort between various organizations, including Heritage of America, the UFW, local Mecha chapters, and various Spanish-language radio stations. Heritage of America spread leaflets and posters all over Bakersfield and around Kern County as soon as the word began to spread of many other cities across the nation organizing walkouts to protest the H.R. 4437 bill. Bakersfield organizers took a cue from Los Angeles, California, the site of one of the largest pro-immigration rallies in recent history. The LA rally, which took place on March 25, 2006, was the brainchild of LA's Spanish media groups. The word was spread through radio DJs, most notably LA's top Spanish radio hero, Violin, and the internet. LA residents were asked to participate wearing white t-shirts and to bring American flags to show their U.S. patriotism as they rallied for immigrant rights. Fast forward to Jastrow Park in Bakersfield a week after students all over California stood up and walked out of classrooms to continue the fight, their way. Here now is Bakotunes Podcast, Episode 16, National Immigration Day of Action in Bakersfield, April 10th, 2006.
Matt Munoz, Bakotunes Podcast, right over at Jastrow Park in downtown Bakersfield, where it is a day of unity. I'm here with a couple of gentlemen who are going to be participating in the demonstration. Your name, sir?
Bonifacio Caballero.
And why are you here, sir?
To support all the people that are here, and I just think that this law is unfair that they're trying to pass. It just seems very unfair, and we've been scapegoated for too long, and they woke up a sleeping giant, and just here to show that we're not going to be pushed around.
Well, the march hasn't get started. Everybody's getting assembled right here. We got some speakers right here in Jastrow Park in the center of Bakersfield. What are you expecting today? How many people do you expect to show up at the march today?
From what they prognosticated, it was 5,000 to 10,000. I hope that number is good, especially for Bakersfield, a town that's so conservative, just so people can see that, that there are people here that care and do believe in causes.
You're hoping for a peaceful demonstration. Absolutely. With all the people. Peaceful
demonstration, nothing but peace, nothing like Cesar Chavez did, exactly just like he did. I mean, have Dolores Huerta here, a bunch of speakers. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a beautiful day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Guru Joda Khalsa.
And where are you from, sir?
I'm from Bakersfield, California.
Are you from a particular church in town? Or?
Yes, I'm a member of the Sikh community, S-I-K-H. I'm a Sikh, and I belong to one of the Gurdwaras here locally in Bakersfield.
And why are you here today?
Well, for a number of reasons. I was asked to participate by the organizers. I'm a minister of the Sikh faith, so they asked me to participate in the opening blessing. I'm an attorney here in Bakersfield, and I do a fair amount of immigration law, so I'm very aware of the issues regarding immigration. And I'm here to support the folks who are trying to inspire our leadership to come up with a fair and equitable, comprehensive change in the immigration law.
And at the Sikh temples, does this topic come up amongst other Sikhs?
Oh, absolutely. Sikhs come here from India and from other parts of the world, so immigration is a critical issue of concern for them. They come here as family members. They come here to escape as asylum seekers from difficulty in their home country. So there are a variety of ways that they come here, and so immigration is critical.
Were you born, are you an American-born Sikh?
I am. I'm an American-born Sikh. I was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Are you the first generation of the Sikh faith?
Well, I would say yes. I have family in India, but I'm the first Sikh, yes, born in this country, from my family line. Let's put it that way. Yes.
Are any more from your temple are going to be showing up today?
I think so. We have several gurdwaras here in Bakersfield temples, and the announcement was made yesterday. We have a local radio program where the announcement was made as well. So we're hopeful that some of our membership will come here today and join with these folks. It's a human issue. It's not relegated to any particular location or nationality.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
You are listening to Bakotunes Podcast, Episode 16, National Immigration Day of Action in Bakersfield, brought to you by Bakotopia.com.
Directly from Delano, California, Mr. Lupa Martinez. Hey! cantar, Lupe.
Vamos a cantar pues miren, me gusta esta canción especialmente para Dolores Huerta. Feliz cumpleaños, Dolores. Y esta se llama Mujeres Valientes, ¿no? En el frente de liberación del pueblo mexicoamericano existen mujeres dignas y valientes, existen mujeres que saben luchar.
25th is another historic day for the great new movement of immigrants for their rights. Historic for the whole country, because today millions of immigrants and their allies are marching in more than 100 cities, raising their voice to say, enough, we are here, we're not leaving. Americanos, asiáticos y africanos, obreros y campesinos, estudiantes y maestros, meseros y cocineros, trabajadores de la construcción, camioneros y mecánicos, trabajadores en los hospitales y en los hospicios, trabajadores de la limpieza y empresarios, oficinistas y comerciantes. Venimos de cada rincón de nuestro condado de Kern al corazón mismo de Bakersfield para proclamar que de ahora en adelante se nos reconozca que somos una parte esencial y permanente de esta bella comunidad y que hemos construido con el sudor y el trabajo de tantas generaciones, y para exigir que se nos trate con respeto como seres humanos. No como ilegales, no como terroristas, no como una amenaza a este país, sino como hermanos trabajadores que ya merecemos un camino a la legalización y a la ciudadanía y compartimos, quieranlo o no, un destino común con todos los demás que viven en este país. ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! It's also a historic day for Kern County because it's the first time immigrants here, documented and undocumented, young and old, Mexican and Latin American, Asian and African, factory and agricultural workers, students and teachers, waiters and cooks, construction workers, truck drivers and mechanics, hospital and nursing home workers, business people and janitors, office workers and merchants. We all have come from every corner of Kern County to the very heart of Bakersfield to proclaim once and for all that we are an essential and permanent part of this community, which we have helped build with our sweat and our labor of many generations, and to demand to be treated with respect as fellow human beings, not as illegals, not as terrorists, not as a threat to this country, but as fellow brothers and sisters and workers who deserve a path towards legalization and citizenship, and with whom we share a common destiny to everybody that lives in this community.
This is Matt. I'm over here at 18th and I Street in downtown Bakersfield. Monday, April 10th, the day of the peaceful march against the HR 4437 immigration bill. I'm standing here next to Mr. N.L. Ballardis of the Buck City Podcast and of nlballardis.com. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing pretty good. It looks like that bill's stalling in Congress as we speak, as of late last week.
Really?
So, it's a good follow-up and keep the momentum going with a big march like this. They had the big 1 million man march in Dallas, Texas yesterday and some other areas of the country.
I think it's pretty impossible that even if the bill was to pass, that it would be impossible to enforce that law.
It is impossible to enforce it, and not just that, but they're not getting the support in Congress because certain senators are realizing that they'll lose votes. They won't get reelected if this kind of thing passes. So, I see officials wanting to keep their jobs, so they're starting to kind of give in.
I mean, it's always been a heated topic, but is immigration going to be the big platform for all the politicians in the upcoming races?
It might be because of the way and a lot of the media has portrayed what's going on with the immigration marches, and people like me and a lot of other people who want to peacefully protest are being called bigots. They're talking about flag waving, cultural flags and that kind of thing. So I think there's a divisiveness So because there's a divisiveness, that means political parties can kind of use that to get election votes and play one side or the other.
Since the first days of the student walkouts on March 29th and 30th and the 31st, do you think the students and the Hispanic population in Bakersfield is a lot more educated on the bill, and as far as what are we out here marching for?
I think there's a lot more awareness. I think the kids did a great job. Maybe there was a lot of bad seeds in the crowd, but there was a lot of educated kids in the crowd as well for the early marches. And now today with this huge march and the tip of the spear, which was those students, those kids can really be proud of themselves, because what we have today is thousands of people marching in Bakersfield. It's unheard of for Bakersfield to see any kind of protest of this size, and I'm seeing people of every color in the crowd. I just talked to a local blogger who's also on the scene. He's a Bako carpetbagger, and he's Asian American. He's just another guy who thinks that this bill is just a bunch of hogwash.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely affects not just Hispanics, although, on the face of it, when you look at the bill and they say, well, we're trying to stop Al-Qaeda and all that stuff, but the bill pretty much says Mexican all over it. Stop Mexican. What do you think?
I think well, we're also talking from the Central Valley, so it's easy for us to see that spin on it. But there definitely is a farm worker, the blue card spin that's on top of it, and the beefing up the southern borders. Al-Qaeda can come from any direction. They can come on an airplane, they can come through borders, they can come on a boat. Building a big wall to Mexico is not going to stop Al-Qaeda. It's going to take all that covert CIA stuff that they do to stop Al-Qaeda.
Absolutely. Well, the marchers are slowly approaching us. Right at the front of the line, we have Dolores Huerta, who is celebrating her birthday today. We have what would be the title of it? Would it be a Sikh guru?
He is a Sikh leader at the Sikh temple.
Is there a title? Is there a title for the leaders?
I can't remember. There is a title, but don't ask me to pronounce it.
Yeah, I don't want to make it.
We don't want to offend anybody, but he's definitely.
Although we did speak with him earlier, and he had a lot of great things to say. He got up there and gave a Sikh prayer to everybody.
He gave a great prayer too,
yeah.
And he gave a great speech that the crowd rallied to his speech.
And speaking of slowly approaching, we have Lydia Chanclas Gonzalez from Moss Magazine.
I hear her chanclas smashing the asphalt as she walks.
Hey Lydia, give us a shout! She's just shaking her head.
That's kind of a shout.
She's got a lot of equipment, so
Maybe
she's in the zone. She's definitely in the zone. Okay, we'll be right back. Thank you, NL.
You are listening to Bakotunes Podcast, Episode 16, National Immigration Day of Action in Bakersfield, brought to you by Bakotopia.com.
It's Matt Munoz, Bakotunes Podcast. I'm speaking with Dr. Jess Nieto of Heritage of America. How are you doing, Jess?
Very good, very good.
How are you? How do you feel about the march today?
I feel very happy that people have turned out to do two things that are very sacred in our democracy: freedom of assembly, freedom of speech. And the message is that we want to make sure that Congress listens to the people of the United States that want a fair, humane, compassionate immigration law.
Are you happy with the turnout today, with the amount of people that showed up today?
The crowd keeps growing. So at this moment, yes, we're very happy, and we'll see how many turn out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now with the Bakotunes Podcast, and how you doing, miss?
I'm fine, thank you.
Your name, please?
Lori De Leon.
And what organization are you from?
The Dolores Huerta Foundation.
Yes, the daughter of the great Dolores Huerta. How do you feel about the march today?
Oh, I think it's great. I think we're having a great turnout, and this is a pretty historical event for Bakersfield because we've never had a march or anything of this significant size to demonstrate the sentiments of the immigration population. And not only the immigrant population, but those of us who are from here, born here, raised here, have families here, but who also have our connections to Latin America, to Mexico and Central America.
Growing up in the movement with your mom and all your siblings, does this bring back a lot of memories?
Yeah, this is another notch in the belt, right? We're just high-fiving one of my brothers over here who's, one of the first original members of the union and, engaged in a lot of the famous marches to Sacramento and a lot of the other marches. We're just high-fiving each other saying, this is another one for us, right?
It's another big day because it's also Dolores Huerta's birthday.
Right, and this brings back a lot of memories of the first march to Sacramento, and I believe in 1966-67 when we marched from Delano to Sacramento, and when we got to the Capitol on Easter Sunday, that was also her birthday.
Right on. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Standing on the corner of Truxton and F and 18th and F, the protesters are meeting each other almost in a complete circle. With the length of the amount of people in the march, is the march going to have to stop for a little bit until we can get the rest of the crowd going all the way around to Chester Avenue, or are we turning on 17th Street?
No, we are actually going to stick with the parade route. We're going to get close to 18th Street and let it clear. And basically, the police has been working really good with us, so we're trying to work with them. We have a Sikh community and others that want us to stick with what we asked for, and we're going to stick with the route for right now.
What organization are you with, sir?
I joined the coalition. I'm the founder of MEX, a multicultural student movement for the colleges and high schools.
And how do you feel about the protest today, the march?
I think, like everybody, we're very happy with the turnout. Even with the police department, they said it's more family-oriented, and that was the goal of the majority of the people involved. And we've got a coalition of a variety of community within the Hispanic community, not just Mexican community. And I think it's gone beyond what we, had hoped for.
Do you feel that since the student walkouts on March 29th, 30th, and 31st, do you feel that the students are far more informed on what the HR 4437 bill is all about?
Yeah, they basically, even during the walkouts, it seemed like the media unintentionally, it was easier to grab kids that didn't know. They were more visible for television. And but the kids, when you saw them in their groups, they were trying to educate each other. A lot of it is a frustration that they feel inside. They didn't know how to express it. And even if a lot of them came out to say, hey, you know what, we're just ditching or this or that, the thing was that they were, tired of their friends being called, ethnic, racial slurs. That the reality is, we all get up every morning and we all want to either go to school, go to work, and just have the American dream.
Thank you. Thanks. Matt, I'm with Bakotunes Podcast. I'm standing here downtown with some opposition to the demonstration today. Why are you here, miss?
I'm here just because last week I feel like nobody that feels the same way as I am has got to make their point, and I want to try to go about it in a peaceful way, and not be like, I mean, people are yelling mean things at me and being ugly about it, and I'm just trying to say that if you're here legally, then that's okay. If you're not, then that's not okay. That's how I feel.
Are you afraid? Are you afraid for yourself right now by standing out here with these signs?
A little bit, yeah, because everybody's taking my picture and stuff, and when they walk by, it's not like they're being nice. I'm not yelling mean things at them. They're yelling mean things at me. So.
If I can ask you what your nationality is?
Armenian, Irish, and Spanish. Everybody's asked that, so tell everybody like that. Seriously.
Okay, thank you.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know. I don't have an argument with you. Everybody's been cursing at me. I haven't said one thing to anybody.
For sure, nobody will buy nothing in this store.
Cursing at people.
I don't care. You've been cursing at me this whole time. You've been cursing at me this whole time.
How did you feel about that, Nick? Armenian, obviously a child of an Armenian immigrant with
And
signs
Irish, she
against-
said, yeah. But, I tried to ask her a basic question. She said people were yelling at her, and she has a sign that says, "Stop bitching." And I said, well, why do you have curse words on a sign if you don't want people to yell at you? So I tried to ask her a question, but she was very defensive, very argumentative. And, she has a right to stand there and look stupid.
We've all got the freedoms. Let's,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think
yeah.
we do.
See if we can get some audio over here.
You are listening to Bakotunes Podcast, Episode 16, National Immigration Day of Action in Bakersfield, brought to you by Bakotopia.com.
Well, we're on 18th Street. What time is it?
It is 12:43.
It's about 12:43 on Monday, April 10th, 2006 in Bakersfield. And we're right in front of the line of the march, standing here with Nick Ballars. We've been kind of on the scene the entire time. We started at Jastrow Park. We got in Lydia Chanclas Gonzalez's truck. We took it downtown. We followed the demonstration through the streets. We went up to the 5th floor of the Borden Fraternity building. We took some photos out of there. We were right there in front with one counter protester.
She didn't know which way was up, I don't think. She wasn't very educated on the topic.
Yeah. Okay, what question were you asking me, Nick?
I saw some guys with signs that make Mexico our 51st state. Did you notice those guys in the crowd?
No, I didn't see it.
I don't
There's
know
so
if
many
they're
signs.
actually in the march right now, but they were up pretty close to the front when they were giving some brief speeches here this morning over at Jastrow Park.
Yeah.
So
Well-
I think that's kind of a negative right there.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said again, these are the freedoms we have in this country. We got some helicopters overhead. I'm sure you can listen. You can hear them.
It's been quite noisy. And it's been really peaceful though. Everything that I've seen, cops are doing a good job keeping the peace today.
Yeah, definitely. And everybody again has a lot to be proud of. They're out here exercising their rights to assemble and speak their mind.
I really admire the tenacity of the organizers, the crowd that came out. There was a lot of organization that went into this entire march, and the whole route was planned out. It's just been a job well done.
Yeah, Heritage of America here in Bakersfield, under the direction of Dr. Jess Nieto, it did a fantastic job. Yeah, and once again, hands to the BPD, man. They got the word out, let everybody know what was going down. Move your cars. They have the barricades.
Well, even when
and the attitudes of the police department, they're very upbeat. They're like, hey, you do it, and we're here to protect you, and that's what's been going down.
Even the lone protester who I saw, other than the guys who kind of blended with their Make Mexico 51st State signs, the police went right over and they were breaking up any kind of disturbance there would be.
Confrontations. Yeah.
I didn't really see a disturbance. There was, voices rose a little bit. I got in my own little argument with the girl trying to figure out what she was all about, but she pretty much raised her voice really quick,
Yeah, everybody, once the cameras got closer, everybody kind of bolted back into their office.
Yeah, she definitely played the victim, even though she had a sign that said "Stop bitching." She was like, "Oh, thank God the police is here."
Okay, we're on the corner of 18th and Spruce in downtown Bakersfield. And we're almost to Jastrow Park, where the demonstrators are going to assemble once again, have a series of speeches.
It's amazing the amount of people, probably between 7,000 and 10,000 people coming out of their homes, sitting on their lawns. It's almost like it's a parade and they're expecting a float to come by, but there's a lot of interesting things to see about this protest with all the unique signs and the unique phrasings. Just the way people are expressing themselves, it's a really interesting thing to even look at.
Yes, it is, and we will be right back. This is Matt. I am on the corner of 18th and Spruce in downtown Bakersfield. We are on our way to Jastrow Park, and I'm standing next to a couple of the marchers. Your name, please?
Javier Martinez.
What organization are you from?
I'm just a citizen. I work for the Department of Human Service. I'm here on my lunch hour.
Right on. And you, miss?
My name's Maria Armida Martinez. I'm a housewife. I have 4 children. They go to Our Lady of Guadalupe School.
Do you have your children here marching?
No, I don't.
And how do you feel about the immigration bill?
Go ahead.
I think it's unchristian. As a Catholic, we're taught that we're supposed to help those in need. And who's most in need? And undocumented workers coming here for opportunity to have a better life, and to turn against them and the most need, I believe, is unchristian belief.
So you're looking at it from a more spiritual point as opposed to a political point.
I first began spiritual, and everything settles in, political, economical. But first of all, as a Catholic, I believe it's an unchristian agenda. That's how I see it.
And you, miss?
I believe that maybe not in my lifetime, maybe not in my children's lifetime, but maybe in my children's lifetime, there will be no boundaries in this world, because we will all have to be as one. I don't know when it's going to happen, but people have to realize that where are you going to put us at? Where are you going to put all the so-called illegal immigrants? Because we all are illegal here at one time or another.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We're now nearing Jastrow Park at the front of the demonstration. We have Pete Para, Nicole Para, leaders from the United Farm Workers Union, and many members of the local media and out-of-town media. (12:53), Monday, April 10th, 2006. The music is playing. Closer to the stage at Jastrow Park in downtown Bakersfield. The music is playing. The marchers are approaching. The chants have begun. Si se puede, which in English means yes, we can.
¿Se puede? Eso, qué bonito se ve, nada más, Y dicen que éramos como 1500 nomás. Mira nomás. Así que esta mira.
You are listening to Bakotunes Podcast, Episode 16, National Immigration Day of Action in Bakersfield, brought to you by Bakotopia.com.
Speaking now is Dolores Huerta, head of the Dolores Huerta Foundation. She's also founding member of the United Farm Workers Union, along with her Chavez.
La primera marcha de campesinos que salió de Laredo, Sacramento, 300 años. Llegando a Sacramento habían 10,000 personas. ¡César Chávez! ¡Zapata! ¡Che Guevara!
donación